Hello, and welcome to the latest in our video series on laboratory safety. Fire extinguisher basics is our topic today. Now, to understand how to extinguish a fire, you need to understand what makes a fire. The fire triangle illustrates the three elements of a fire: fuel, oxygen, and heat. Take away one of the three elements, and you will put out the fire. That's how fire extinguishers work. They are designed to remove at least one of these elements so the fire will die out.
Valentina has started working in the lab. With the work she does, she knows there is the potential for a fire, so she's eager to learn fire extinguisher basics. You may think that all fires are the same, and that one fire extinguisher can take care of any fire, but that line of thinking can lead to a lot of trouble. As Valentina is learning, there are different classes of fires: Class A, B, C, and D, and those classifications dictate the type of fire extinguisher to use. So which fire extinguisher should you use? Read and look. Always read the label on the fire extinguisher to determine what class of fire it can be used on. You can also look at the fire extinguisher. Water fire extinguishers are silver. All other types are red. Let's explore with Valentina the different classes of fires and which fire extinguishers are best for each. Water or foam fire extinguishers are used on Class A fires. Those are fires made up of common combustibles, like wood, paper, and cloth. These work by cooling the fire below its ignition temperature. Flammable liquids like gasoline and solvents create Class B fires. They need a different type of fire extinguisher. Dry chemical, carbon dioxide, or foam fire extinguishers are commonly available and work well on this class of fire. This style extinguisher works by blanketing the fuel and interrupting the chemical chain reaction at the fuel surface. Class C fires are ones involving electricity and live electrical equipment, such as computers, lamps, pumps, and wires. Carbon dioxide fire extinguishers are the preferred ones for this type of fire and work by the carbon dioxide displacing the oxygen and smothering the fire. Finally, a different kind of fire extinguisher is needed for combustible metals, like magnesium, sodium, and lithium. Fires involving metals are more dangerous than many people realize, so a Class D fire extinguisher that contains a dry powder substance is needed. Valentina now knows that different classes of fires need different types of fire extinguishers. When she works with these materials in the lab, she will include this information as part of her experiment planning. Before we go any further, firefighters are trained to handle fires. Always let the professionals handle fighting a fire. Your personal safety is of utmost importance. Before you start to put out a fire of any size, assess the risk. Follow the emergency plan for your lab facility. Know the proper way to report fires for your work area. Of course, using a fire extinguisher is not an everyday activity for Valentina. She needs to learn how, and she needs to get a pass. The PASS system. It's a simple way to remember the steps for using a fire extinguisher. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, and sweep across the fire. Always start at the base of the fire, then work up the fire until it is completely out. When extinguishing the fire, continually look for flare-ups and put them out quickly. No matter what type of fire or how small it is, remember this: always leave yourself an exit out of the room. Fire and smoke are very dangerous. Have an escape route planned before doing anything. Once she has put the fire out, Valentina immediately reports the fire to her supervisor or the authorities. This will ensure another pair of eyes has looked at the fire to make sure it's completely out, and together they can develop a cleanup plan. Keep in mind that when a fire extinguisher has been used, it must be taken out of service for inspection and recharging, no matter how much material has been discharged. And make a note to get the lab fire extinguishers inspected. OSHA requires monthly visual inspections of all fire extinguishers to make sure the equipment is in good condition. Each employer is responsible for setting up a system to ensure the inspections are done. If you're not sure how this is handled for your lab, talk with your supervisor or contact your environmental health and safety officer. The visual check includes looking to ensure the pin is sealed to the handle, the gauge reads the proper pressure, the cone is not obstructed, and the fire extinguisher is in good condition. As mentioned earlier, any discharged or damaged fire extinguisher should be immediately reported and replaced. Contact your local EH&S office for guidance. And this may be the best fire extinguisher basic of all. Take action now to prevent fires in the first place. Keeping the lab clean, Using good housekeeping practices and being vigilant are 3 easy and effective ways to prevent fires in the lab.
When it comes to fire extinguisher basics, the more you know, the safer you'll be. So read labels on the fire extinguishers in your lab, memorize the PASS system, and map out exits.